Welcome to A Seat at the Table. Today we're going to be talking about money, and more money. My name is Zanele Kumalo and I'm the editor of W24. We've got three amazing guests with us here today. We have Tatiana Ndlovu. Then we have Farai Mubayiwa. And then last but not least, we've got Mahati Molabatsi. Hey, cheers to our work.
Cheers to our work. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a bit of a contentious issue, a bit of a hot topic as well. Money, if you think about black tax, the gender pay gap, kind of transparency when it comes to sharing your salary slip or details with loved ones, etc., etc.
I think we'll start with the gender pay gap.
Yes.
That is something that has just been going on. And having been in corporate for, like 30 years, one has seen that, and which is something that we need to be addressing. And I'm happy and I'm very glad that it's coming out, because in the early days of entering corporate world, people we used to hide. We still do. When you go to the annual report that you realize that, oh my gosh, okay, the next executive is earning, which is a man, is earning more than me.
And could you say anything?
Yeah, you do. But, once you're in and you didn't negotiate it right at the beginning, then it's very difficult to go back and, because it's going to take a longer process, and then there's going to be merit and all those things that are brought in. But
do you find that, though, that as women, we don't ask for what we want? And men generally do that a lot better.
Yes, it's true.
Have things not changed with your generation, perhaps?
Look, I think it's a lot different to where we're coming from. But there's still just that sense of panic, sense of anxiety, having to articulate what you want. And it's unfortunate because the reality is if you don't ask for what you want, you don't get what you want.
That's
absolutely.
very true.
Or what you're worth.
Or what you're worth, exactly.
Exactly what you're worth. When you walk in with the similar qualifications and almost, like the same experience, and sometimes you're even brighter than that person who's your CEO.
Or a lot more qualified, actually.
Yes.
I read a lot of studies on millennials, and I think the difference in trends is that we are now open to negotiating our salaries when we start, and this goes even for a lot of young women as well. And I think that that's important, and also in the workplace we're demanding a lot more diversity, a lot more transparency, and a lot more inclusion. So I think the trends show that it is slowing, that it's changing, and definitely our perception with money is changing. But there are still aspects, especially as women, when it comes to issues of wanting to ask for a better salary or negotiating things. There was a study by the Harvard Business Review that said that men will apply for a job or ask for a salary increase even if they only meet 60% of the criteria. Women only apply when we meet 100% of the criteria.
That's true.
There is that thing about imposter syndrome as well, because you feel like you didn't deserve.
All the time. But I just tell myself that it's fine to have imposter syndrome, because Oprah had imposter syndrome, Obama has imposter syndrome. There's different prominent figures that have come out saying that they have it, but it's about what's the best way to deal with it. So I recently started working at a really cool organization, and I had to come in and negotiate my salary. And it was my first time in that space, and I remember speaking to my mom and my different mentors, being like, how do I negotiate this? And I'd worked before and was getting a first-year consultant salary, and was now like, actually, I've come back with a master's, I've got a lot more experiences, I want to negotiate this. I don't have all the experiences that they wanted the person to have in the role, but I'm working through imposter syndrome every day to prove that. And I think as women, we need to be a lot more vocal in terms of what we want and not be afraid of demanding it.
But I think a lot of society in general just perpetuates where we find ourselves as women. By way of example, if you look at the recruitment process, if they want to offer you a job and they say, oh, let's see your pay slip of how much you're earning where you are right now. So what if I'm underpaid where I am right now? Are you then saying you want to bring me on board and perpetuate the cycle of me being underpaid? Why don't you offer me what is market related, as opposed to you insisting on seeing what I'm earning right now?
Talk about the fun aspect of money, and maybe ask actually all of you what you like, something joyous that you spent your first paycheck on.
I was so excited. I went to the CD warehouse. I bought a CD cover. I bought CDs. The one that I remember was Eve. And I couldn't wait to get in my Chico and bump my Eve CD because I had worked so hard for it.
Nice.
So I love love food. Oh, I love food so much. So I remember that day, I was like, Mom, we're going out.
Yeah.
I'm taking you out. So we went to a fancy restaurant. I said to my mom, order anything. Don't ask questions. You know, when the menu says SQ, I was like, don't worry about that. Just go ahead. And we ate and we drank. It was so lovely. So lovely.
Yeah.
First salary was as a social worker. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because I graduated social sciences degree, and my first salary was so minimal because I had not graduated, so they gave me like true salary.
Yeah.
Just about 250 rand. That was my first salary. And you know, where did it go to? I mean, what did I spend it on?
Like a chocolate,
pair of
maybe?
shoes.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, I will not mention the brand, but at the time, can you imagine that brand was 120 rand?
Wow. That was a lot of money.
1984.
Well, we're going to leave it at that because we could talk about this forever
But I
and
know.
ever. You guys gave some really great insights, so thank you so much for joining us today.